Today we're going to look at surds expanding brackets. So surds is a topic we're in the middle of, looking at multiplying surds, adding surds and so forth. Expanding brackets is one you've seen before. So if you're feeling confident, have a go at expanding these brackets and simplifying them as much as possible. Otherwise I'm going to go through these as examples. Okay, so when we expand brackets, we basically take the first term and multiply by these two here. So that's going to give me root 7 times root 7, which is 7. And then we're going to add on 3 root 7. I could write root 7 times 3, but it's the same sort of situation as if you have x times 3. We always write that as 3x. I then take the bottom one, sorry, not the bottom one, the next one in the left-hand bracket, and I'm going to do this, and that's going to give me minus 3 root 7, and I've got minus 3 times 3, that's going to give me minus 9. Now I call this the crab claw method because it's like I've got a little crab with their two claws coming out there. Okay, we can simplify this. We've got 3 root 7 and minus 3 root 7, so actually these cancel, and that just leaves me 7 minus 9. And multiplying these two quite horrible surds gives me a very nice number. Good. Okay, just before I do the second two examples, let's just remind ourselves why we can expand brackets like this. It's all right learning it and just saying, yeah, just do this, but make sure you understand why. So let's say I want to do A plus B times C plus D. This is like I've got a rectangle, which is A plus B long and C plus D in height. And then what am I doing? I'm actually calculating, if I want to work out the total area, then I need to calculate all these little bits. So I'd need to do A times C, and I'd need to do A times D. Yeah, that's equivalent to me doing this. And then I need to add it to B times C and B times D. Okay, again with that one there, with the crab. And then to finish it off, I would just add all these together. AC plus AD plus BC plus BD. That is just a reminder of where expanding brackets comes from. Okay, you're basically calculating areas. All right, hopefully you're all right with that. Let's proceed with the second example. So this one is quite easy to make mistakes on. You've got to realize that this is still a double bracket. It's 1 plus root 2 multiplied by 1 plus root 2. It could be very tempting to just square these and add them, but that wouldn't give you the correct answer. I can then use crab claw method. It's going to be root 2. Sorry, I've done this out of order. It's going to be 1 times 1, which is 1, plus 1 times root 2, which is just root 2. And I'm going to do my bottom crab claw. I'm going to add on root 2. And then finally, I'm going to add on root 2 times root 2, which is 2. That's the definition of the square root. You multiply it by itself, and you get the number inside the roots. Okay, we are nearly done. I can now combine my 1 and my 2 because they are like terms. The root 2's I can't combine with them because they've got roots over them, but I can add those two together. Root 2 plus root 2 is 2 root 2, and that is the answer to the second question. Okay, let's just draw the little crab in to finish it off. Last one. Okay, actually this one is, in some ways it's not as difficult as the second one, except now I've got root 3 and I've got root 5, whereas before sort of I had the same. I had root 7, and root 2, root 2. But it's the same kind of deal. Okay, let's get our first claw out. It's going to be 2 times 4, which is 8, and then 2 times minus 3 root 5, which is minus 6 root 5. I just multiply one of these numbers by the 2, okay, because these are being multiplied, and it makes sense to just do 3 times 2. I then have the bottom one. I've got 3 root 3 times 4. That's going to give me plus 12 root 3. Okay, I've multiplied the 4 by the 3. And then the last one, I've got 3 root 3 times minus 3 root 5. So I'm going to do 3 times minus 3, which is my minus 9. And I've got my root 3 and my root 5 in there. Okay, this is not looking particularly nice. I don't have any like terms here because these, yeah, they all contain sort of different things. A number by itself, something containing root 5, something containing root 3, and something containing root 3 and root 5. So actually this one's going to end up being pretty much as we have found it. The only thing I might do, I could leave it like this, or I probably would write this as root 15. Okay, I've used a rule where you can basically put a root and multiply these two numbers here. And that's it. We're done. So just to test your understanding, I'd now like you to multiply out these brackets. They get increasingly more difficult, I think, and see if you get the right answers. Pause the video, have a go, and I'm going to go through them. Okay, let's do this. So actually, I've given you a single bracket first of all, and I didn't give an example on that, but it is the same sort of way that we multiply single brackets already. And what we're going to get is we're going to get 5 root 4 plus root 4 times root 4, 4. Okay, in this particular case, root 4 actually is not a surd. I threw that one in there, but you know, if this was 7, for example, then I would leave it as 5 root 7 plus 7 it would be. But in this case, it's going to be 5 times 2 plus 4. It's going to be 14. Second question, I'm going to get 5 as my first term, root 5 times root 5. Then I'm going to get plus 4 root 5. Then I'm going to come onto the bottom claw and do plus 3 root 5 plus 12. I've got my crab. And that I can, that should have been a plus there. I can combine the 12 and the 5 to 17. I can do 4 root 5 plus 3 root 5, and that gives me 7 root 5. And I'm done. That is as simplified as it gets. Okay, third one. Not particularly more difficult, except there's negatives. I think that's the thing that makes it a bit trickier. But we can deal with that. Okay, we're going to do root 6 times root 6, which gives us 6. And then I'm going to do root 6 times minus 4. That's going to give me minus 4 root 6 again. I'm going to write the nice number first and then the surd. That's good practice. Bottom claw, I'm going to get minus 2 root 6. And then here we go. We need to be careful with this. I've got minus 2 times minus 4. So that's going to be a double negative. I'm going to get plus 8. 6 plus 8 is 14. And then I'm going to be minusing 6 root 6. Good. Okay, last one. It's more of a wordy one, but it's the same sort of idea. A rectangle has sides of 3 plus root 5 and 3 minus root 5. Find its area in simplest form. So let's say that the 3 plus root 5 is this width here, and the 3 minus root 5 is the length. All we are doing to find the area is multiplying these. Okay, and then we're going to create a problem that's very similar to before. I'm going to work in a different color. So we're going to do 3 times 3 is 9, and then I'm going to do 3 times minus root 5, which is going to give me minus 3 root 5. Then I'm going to add on 3 root 5, and immediately I'm going to see that these cancel, which is great. And then the last bit is that I'm going to minus 5. If I haven't done that too quickly, just get the little crab in. I'm forgetting to draw. Oh, that's half the fun. Okay, and so I've got 9 minus 5, and actually the area is 4. I've got this rectangle with 2 surds of sides, but it has a nice integer